Hello, my name is Richard Wright, and I'm here today to help you learn how to use Backyard Botanical's Eden planting bed. We have a lot of nice plants to show you how to put in there so that you can have a very useful vegetable bed in your backyard. Here we have a lot of seeds and plants and some plants that we started from seed that you can put into your garden on your own. The first thing you're going to want to do is to take these sides down so you have easier accessibility to the planting area. Now we want to start placing our plants in the bed so that we can have an idea how it's going to look when it's finished. We've got the plants where we want them in the bed because we have to look at their footprint, how big the plant's going to get and where its neighbors are going to be located. We have the tomato in the back so it has the trellis. We have pole beans in the back so that we can use the trellis. We have a cucumber in the front to go over the edge. We have nice lettuces and other seeds like radishes and some of the bunching onions to fill up the middle. We have cilantro up front, and we're even going to have some room for some flowers, marigolds in this case. We're going to start by first planting the tomato, an early girl tomato. And the reason why we picked her is because she fruits early and she fruits heavy. You want to take the plastic off, tear off the bottom or cut it off. Then we want to dig a hole deep enough to take the pot. Push the soil back around it, pat it down lightly but firmly, and now she's ready to start growing. Right next to her, we're going to put in some basil because they help each other as a companion plant. All you really want to do is poke a little hole with your finger, take some seed, drop it in, and cover them up. The next is we're going to come over here to our cucumber. Cucumbers, and this particular one is a pickling cucumber. So you can either eat it fresh, or if you have an inkling, you can do some pickling. So we want to put it close to the corner. Then you want to get your cucumber out of the pack. Place it in the hole. Put the soil back around it, pat it in firm, and it's ready to grow. Now we're going to start planting some lettuce. We have different varieties so that you can have a nice tossed salad later. Again, these were planted from seed. So if you can't find the ones you like at the store, you might be able to find the seeds. Bring them out, plant them in just so that they're above the soil line. And because you planted them, you just have to tap on the bottom a little and they pop right out. Now what we're going to do is also plant some lettuce seeds so that we can have crop rotation. So when these lettuces that we just planted are used up, you'll have some new ones coming up from seed. That way you can get a lot more use of your space. There we go. Now our lettuce is ready to take off. Now we're ready to plant some pole beans. And we're going to put them on this trellis, which is a great feature of this garden. First thing you want to do is take your finger and about the depth of your first joint, poke a hole in the ground. In this case, we have some Kentucky pole beans. Now you're going to take and put 2 beans in each hole. That way we can make sure that we have plenty of plants to give us plenty of beans. Now we're going to plant some radish seeds. And why from seed? Because they only take 28 days from planting to eating. So what we want to do first is take our finger and make a little trench right next to the hose. That way the seeds can get plenty of moisture and then the plants will. We put some in our hand, and we just sprinkle them right in that little trench. Put the rest back in, cover them up with just a little bit of soil, pat them down, and now we just have to wait for them to grow. Okay, here we have the cilantro, and we're going to put the cilantro in this corner. And the reason why we're putting it here is because these two corners act as a little bit of shade. Cilantro doesn't like it too hot, too sunny. So the first thing is we take off the plastic, take off the bottom, dig a nice hole, take our plant, stick it in, bring the soil line up around it so that it's planted just right. Okay, now we're going to plant our bunching onions. And first we're going to put in seeds so that we can have a crop rotation just like we did with our lettuce earlier. So first, just dig a little hole with your finger. And these seeds are little. Drop some in. Cover them up. Now, we're ready to put in the big brothers, so that you can eat these sooner. Maybe with that salad. Just because it's a vegetable bed doesn't mean you can't have some color. We're going to put in some marigolds because we still have a little more room. So let's dig a little hole. How about a nice orange one? And a nice yellow one? Tamp them in. Now we're finished doing all the planting. We need to make sure that we water everybody in. And this unit comes with its own coiled hose, so it makes it real easy to do. Don't forget to put your markers in so you'll remember what and where you planted in the garden. We've got the plants in, we've got them watered in, we've got the fencing up to keep the bunnies out. The last thing you have to remember is that in about 3 weeks, you need to start feeding every 3 weeks to make sure that there's plenty of food for the plants to eat, so there's plenty of food for you to eat. Happy gardening!